Boom. Welcome to the QP podcast with your hosts, Sebs and Gib. Yeah, I can't be too fucking loud, actually. Everyone's sleeping. It's like it's almost 2 in the morning. This is crazy. But I guess we're both like pretty busy this week, so we had to do it now. Oh, we could. You were ready yesterday. I just fucking.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't done. Everyone.
Happens, man.
All right. Let's straight up jump right into it. Kind of want to make this quick today, so enough people can watch it and it won't be super long, so at least people will watch most of it. Mitch Gagnon, or I don't know how to pronounce it, Gagnon or Gagnon.
Gagnon. Yeah, Gagnon.
Gagnon. Yeah, Mitch Gagnon. He hasn't fought in like a while since Matthew Lopez against Cole Smith. Like I was saying, he hasn't fought since Matthew Lopez. He actually rocked Matthew Lopez on the feet.
He did.
In that fight, I remember that. And
he just couldn't keep that going though.
Yeah, he's not too bad, bro. Like he's I'm just looking right now at all his losses. Like Henan is like can't complain. Like that's Henan Barrow in his prime in 2014, pretty much.
Yeah. Exactly.
Matthew Lopez when he's on the come up, still a dangerous fighter, especially like a good wrestler. Gagnon, not the greatest takedown defense, I'd say, and maybe not the best wrestler either, but he might have some trouble with the grappling with Cole Smith. But much more experience than Cole Smith. Cole Smith is only 6-0, and the guys he's fought aren't the greatest, to be completely honest. From what I've seen on the highlights, and I saw his second last fight, the Carlos Galvan fight. And wasn't super impressed with this guy, to be completely honest, man. He's all right, don't get me wrong. Probably has some potential. He's in his prime right now at 30 years old. He's actually pretty fucking big, though, for a bantamweight. I think he's like 5'11". He's pretty big for bantamweight. Yeah, he's a big boy for bantamweight.
Almost 6.
Yeah. I'm going to spend too much time on this. I actually got, fuck it, I'll go with Cole Smith. Why not?
Okay. You know what? I mean, I think Mitch Gagnon had a great fight. Like you were saying, Matthew Lopez rocked him in the first. And, it was really the brawls that had him worried and kind of got him rocked a few times and even started to lose his lead. But I think if Cole Smith is a little too trigger happy, he can get wrecked up in the first round. It's just if he's willing to kind of stir the pot and continue it and really increase his stamina round by round, I'm sure Cole Smith could probably cook him. Cole Smith has a decent way of landing strikes, like looping elbows. He can really get some decent pop shots in tight on the fence. I've seen him kind of get some pretty good chokes on the floor, 2 rear naked chokes in his last few. Again, like maybe his pool of talent that he's fighting with isn't too high. I mean, Gagnon's been in the UFC since, 2012 looks like. 2012. So, he's got the experience, and his first fight was Brian Caraway. Got a few wins after that, and then obviously ran into Barrow and Lopez. So that rest could be just what he needed. I think Gagnon's been off for a while, but I still think he does pretty well in this, and he could sun Cole Smith pretty easily if Cole Smith kind of plays his game. But in the brawls, I don't like how Gagnon throws, and he could get knocked out. But yeah, I still got Gagnon though. I still think he's a tough guy, and definitely by far the toughest fight Cole Smith has probably went up against. So I think Gagnon actually does pretty well here, especially after the layoff.
Okay. I just lost the fucking page I was on, but I think next is Arjun and Juan Adams.
Yeah.
And everybody's just hating on Arjun, like fading Arjun.
That's crazy.
Everyone's playing Juan Adams. Not sure if you guys watched him throw any punches in the Chris De La Rocha fight, but some of the worst punches I've ever seen thrown. keeps his chin very high in the air. Not good striking defense whatsoever. But man, this guy's absolutely huge, and he's got a like just one more negative. Like he claims to have like a really good gas tank, but he doesn't. Not good at all. Really, like not good at all. So not sure what he's seeing there. He should look at himself in a different perspective, so he can maybe learn some stuff, get a little bit better in some areas that he needs. But like he's a top quality wrestler, man. Pretty high level. He was D1, nationally ranked. I want to say Virginia Military College or something like that. Um, Good wrestler, man. I like the way he wrestles. His top game is phenomenal. Really strong ground and pound. Uh, bro, this guy would be very legit. He just needs, and he's green still, so like he still has a lot of work to do. But like he would be fucking nasty if he learned how to like just box like properly. Like he's like I expect him to do way better than
controlled. He'll definitely look a lot better.
Yeah, his first fight, I can see him doing way better, like looking way better at least. But I don't think that's enough. Like you're not gonna learn in when was his last fight? December or something? I don't know. I think it was something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, December. And how many months is that? Like 4 or 5 months, right? It's pretty much the end of December. I'm pretty sure. Like I don't know, but it was like 4 or 5 months. You're not gonna learn how to like completely strike in 4 or 5 months. Like not even in like a year, buddy. Like you're starting from square one, which it looks like he's starting from like square one, pretty much like how to throw like just a basic jab and shit. Which I'm not saying the guy doesn't have the basics down, but like a lot like his combos are like very sloppy and stuff. Like you guys can see for yourself when you do tape. But and even in this fight, we'll see. I'm just scared that he clips Arjun because the guy's got heavy hands, bro. He busted up Chris De La Rocha pretty bad, to be honest.
He's really big too.
He's 6'5", and he's like close to 300 pounds, brother. He's like 285, 290.
Yeah.
But like he eats like fucking. Do you see what this guy eats after his weigh-ins?
Probably anything he wants.
Buddy, it's pathetic. He eats like fucking s'mores Ritz crackers, pizza Ritz crackers, billet logs, Cadbury eggs, 2 kinds of Oreos, Chips Ahoy, Joe Louis, Dunkaroos, probably. I don't know this guy. You name
Dunkaroos.
Hey, bro,
I gotta give it to him for the Dunkaroos though.
I don't think he gets Dunkaroos. I think I just threw that in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So fuck him. No, I'm kidding. Whatever. But like, whatever. To each his own, right? You can fucking eat if you want to eat, bro. But like,
John Jones going on coke binges, man. At least have his.
That's true. Yeah, at least, bro. Yeah, at least he's not doing coke exactly. Yeah. But yeah, Warren Adams is like eat. First of all, eating all that shit. Like I can tell you personally, I don't give what do. Like you can't eat garbage and like feel good. I don't give a fuck, especially the next day. Like the next day, eating all that shit and then fighting that the next day. That's not a good fucking idea.
No, if that's your fuel, where are you going with that?
Yeah, that's horrible. That's why your cardio's so bad, brother. Like fuck. And that's not a healthy way either to rehydrate, to be honest. Throwing all that sugar in you, that's fucking crazy. And then you're going to crash for sure. But let's go, like, talking about the fight here, obviously. Wrestling-wise, I was saying, like, Arjun's better than Juan. Or at least I thought he was better than Juan. But, like, watching more of Juan Adams, the guy's a beast of a wrestler. Like, he's fucking... Like if
it could get tough.
Yeah. Oh, he's top quality, brother. He shoots through his shot really well. Like actually like runs through the shot a lot. Like what DC says, like to finish the shot, it's like really good. He's got a nice double leg and stuff, but like his like top control and his riding, like his rides are really good, bro. Like top quality, and I like how he goes to like ankle picks and stuff like that. Like I like him. But Arjun is like a brick house too, brother. He's an absolute unit, to be honest. Like, big boy, I wish he would cut down to 205 because he's like 240. If he lost some weight, that guy can definitely get to 205, 100%. And
He'd mow people down. He'd be a
yeah,
big problem too.
yeah, he'd be a monster. And to be honest, I think Arjun's going to be pretty hard to take down. Like you guys say what you want. Like I know like the only like not only good wrestling, but like if we're talking about top level wrestling, it's either we're talking like D1, right, NCAA, or like obviously if you're on the USA wrestling team, then you're fucking unbelievable. Like I don't give a fuck who you are. If you're on that team, you're top quality. Not so much for like a lot of other countries like fucking Canada and shit, right? So like Arjun was a gold medalist for Canada at like the Commonwealth Games, and that's not that like that's like not that big of an event to be completely honest. But like it's obviously good he got that, but it's not the biggest event. Um, he was an alternate on the Olympic team from what I was reading.
Mm.
So like that's pretty cool.
So was Daniel Cormier, right?
Yeah. No,
And
Daniel
yet
Cormier was
he
on the
had a
team,
seat.
bro.
He had a seat, right?
Yeah, he had a seat, bro. Daniel Cormier was on
Okay.
the team. Yeah, Arjun was just like an alternate.
Oh, okay.
So I'm already spending way too much on this for this fight, but I think Arjun can keep this one standing, um, and force Juan Adams to strike with him. And Arjun's actually got a really nice jab and like boxing stance. Not boxing stance. Well, he does have an okay boxing stance. Really heavy on the front leg, and I don't see Juan Adams throwing leg kicks that much like Marcelo Bohm was. So Arjun Bullet really doesn't have to watch that. A lot of people were picking Marcelo Bohm against Arjun Bullet, and he just did what he had to do to win that fight. He took him down when he had to. He was out striking or he was out striking Marcelo Bohm. And yeah, man, I can see him just jabbing up Juan Adams' face, busting him up, and there's a lot of paths to victory in my opinion. Like Juan has to finish him in probably
Yeah.
the
And
first round.
obliterate the wrestling. He has to like dominate the wrestling from
The
jump.
yeah, absolutely dominate it. Like absolutely dominate it. Because the striking it's not looking good for my guy over there.
It's close for both, for sure.
And I like Juan Adams, bro. I hope he gets to beat Greg Hardy's ass. To be honest, that'd be sick. That'd be fucking sick if he fought Greg Hardy. But fucking like I was saying, bro, Arjun, I just like I like the boxing from Arjun. I think that can cause a lot of problems. He's very composed, man. Smart fighter. High IQ, except like I guess for that omoplata with staying in guard with a guy who was dangerous like that already, throwing up triangles and arm bars before he should have probably passed. Like his corner was screaming past the half. That's what he should have did. Just get the half guard at least, so there wouldn't be any attacks like that. Um, Other than that, like I said, Juan has to probably finish Arjun in the first round if he's gonna win, because he's gonna get fucking tired in the second round, and then my man's gonna be dead in the third round. From what I've seen, at least, like in the Sean Teed fight, in his LFA fights, and in this fight, the LFA fights were pretty quick though, if I remember. I think they're like fucking. Some of them were like 50 seconds. I don't know.
Yeah,
but, yeah, they're pretty quick. But the Sean Teed fight, that one was pretty quick too. But you can see he was already getting a little bit tired in that one. But the De La Rocha fight is where like you see like he's super green still, and I think actually Arjun Buller's looking a little bit better than Juan Adams. Don't think Arjun should be the dog, bro, at all. I don't think he should be the dog. So I threw Arjun Buller on a parlay, and like from now on, guys, I'm only gonna have one or two plays a week. Only and most of the time it's going to be like one or two parlays, just like for the fuck of it, throwing a few guys or girls together and seeing what I can do. So this is a 1.7 unit parlay with Arjun Budler and three other things in the card. Yeah. So I got Arjun Budler. I spent way too much time on that. Fuck.
All good. I can see why, man. Archer Buller's got a real special looping left hand, man. Nice strikes, kind of kind of tends to strike people like a group of bats attacking somebody, you know. And for such a bit of a short guy for a heavier weight class, I think that's kind of special, especially getting those punches right over somebody taller than him, which it does seem to take a lot of energy to do, but he still tends to get people. And when he does, he can go for that shot, grab the single leg. Daniel Cormier is very big on the high crotch takedown and points out that Arjun Butler has that, you know, down pat. Adam Wozarek, I mean, that guy's pretty decent at how he got him in the omoplata, and even Buller getting the omoplata, you know, he got really upset about that fight, and you know, he obviously lack of judgment there, but you know, he was winning that fight beforehand. Like, he was dominating on the guy, no?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was just like a
lapse of judgment,
a Hail Mary move, you know?
Yeah.
And Arjun Butler tends to do that to everybody. He was doing it to Marcel Gome, and Marcel Gome is a good grappler on the floor, you know? And he was able to go through that fight without getting subbed. Whereas Juan Adams, I mean, he looked good on this Contender Series as much as he looked a little rough. But, I mean, he took the fight right to Sean Tweed, and Sean Tweed is his height. So two people at 6'5" throwing down, it's going to make the striking pretty easy.
Sean Tweed fucking sucks. Like Juan's absolutely not fought anyone good, you know?
But they're both up there in height, so it's not like he's fighting anybody.
No, like, I know, but like fucking
on the level in a way.
Bro, Arjun fighting Marcelo Gomes better than every single person Juan's fought, and probably better than Juan.
You know what? Juan Adams could definitely struggle with someone like that, but I do think it would lean closer to his fight anyway. You know, Juan Adams a bit rough, but he does land some good shots, good knees, good big punches, and he can use his distance well as long as he can keep himself from getting too sloppy. I think when he tends to throw more punches and more combos, like you said, he thinks he's athletic. He thinks he can, you know, outlast people. But I doubt he can keep the numbers up while the rounds go, especially if he wants to wrestle Arjun Butler at the same time, which I think it'll be a little even. But Arjun Butler will win a few scrambles, and so will Juan Adams. It'll just depend on who wins the striking as well. And I think, from a distance, Juan Adams definitely has it, but on the inside, Arjun Butler can really make him pay, and especially if he can't wrestle him off him, or if the rounds go late, Arjun Butler tends to wear on people. So I got Arjun Butler in this one. I'm not sure why they're fading him that much. I don't see any sort of like jiu-jitsu that Juan Adams can use that might get Arjun Butler in a spot similar to his last sub loss. But at the same time, I mean, this fight could definitely be closer on the feet if Arjun Butler wants to stand for too long. He does take a few shots coming in, and those are the types of shots that Juan Adams has been able to end people with early before he even got to the UFC, like in the first round in the LFA fights that you were saying. You know, those people are running in towards him.
Those guys were horrible.
At times. Sometimes he chased them off. But yeah, I got Arjun Butler in this one. I think he'll be able to grab some takedowns and even show possibly he's got some striking chops as well. Definitely Juan Adams' toughest fight.
Yeah. All right. Next fight: Kyle Nelson versus Matt Sales. I'll let you go first, actually.
I actually did not mind Kyle Nelson's last fight, especially being live to see it. And you know what? He had a rough fight with Diego Ferreira, but coming out in that first round, the way he was slugging toe to toe, it looked good. His left hook was landing. He was getting a lot of good shots in, and he seemed to really have a good game plan. He wasn't going to go down to the ground with him early, at least. He tried to keep it standing and even tried to get him to stand up. The problem was the takedown shots that Diego Ferreira just kept up with, and it did put Kyle Nelson in a bit of a problem on the ground, which he ended up getting ended in the second round after Diego Ferreira went right for the takedown, ending on top of the first. So it was a rough fight for him, but I still see a lot of the striking that Kyle Nelson has, and I think he can go right over to the Matt Sales fight, because Matt Sales showed off some pretty good stuff on the Contender Series. He's got a lot of good weapons and a really fast right hand that he dropped. Ajay was pretty early, made the punches on nice. Um, he had a fight against Bryson Hanson. He got dropped in that fight, and
Yeah, yeah.
he survived a real big onslaught of punches and came back, man. That's big. Now, I don't think you should necessarily get into any brawls with Kyle Nelson. Kyle Nelson kind of has a distance on him in this fight. I think if Kyle Nelson possibly keeps on the outside and maybe just outstrikes him, it can be difficult because Matt Sellers likes to land things 3 times, like his middle kick likes to land it 1, 2, 3, kind of like the Karate Kid. He throws some nice knees in there too. I think he was in that same fight where he got dropped. All of a sudden, he came out in the 3rd round with a crazy knee, right? He's a bit wild at times, and I think possibly Kyle Nelson could take advantage of it on the striking if he gets a little too crazy. He really has to, I would say, go for the same thing that Kyle Nelson got hit with last time. Get this guy down to the floor and maybe start a ground pound or something so he can't get up. But I think if Matt Stokes can't get past the distance, especially at the weight he's at with Kyle Nelson, I think it'll be pretty quick on him. Kyle Nelson's 5'10", and Matt Sales is 5'7", so it's a bit of a difference. And I mean, they're both Canadian guys. They both fought.
Sales isn't Canadian.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's right. He's American. My bad. But Kyle's fought mostly guys in Canada. So again, another big step up in competition for him. So we'll see what happens. But I got Kyle Nelson in this one.
Yeah, I got Matt Sales. Kyle's good. Like, I think a lot of people are disregarding him. Like, they think Sales is just gonna fuck him up. But I think it's gonna be like a little bit tougher for Sales. Sales lands way more strikes than him though. Sales is like super active. A lot.
He's in numbers, yeah. Oh, audio.
Like to be in his corner.
Okay, yeah, we're back. Go ahead.
Oh, I wasn't. You couldn't hear me?
Yeah, we're good now.
What was the last thing you heard?
You're saying that his striking isn't that bad? Or
who, Kyle Nelson or Matt Sales?
Or Matt Sales. His numbers, like, it's high, right?
Oh yeah, Matt Sales.
You got a high punch count. His strike.
Yeah, he's very active.
Okay.
And he's like I said, he's a lot like Dominic Cruz. And he comes out the same camp as Dominic Cruz. He's gonna, and I expect actually Dom to be in his corner, for the fight. But I don't know. Kyle's really strong, bro. To be completely honest, like especially for 145 pounds, like the guy is like fucking very strong. Doesn't obviously translate to everything, but I think the main point I'm trying to make with him, his strength is like it translating to the grappling at least. Like he was fighting before at 155 pounds against Ferreira, which is out of his normal weight class. And Ferreira's a fucking monster, bro. Pure black belt, high level black belt too. He might be like I think he's at least a 2nd degree. He's like a world champion in jiu-jitsu too. He's won like so many fucking tournaments. Just high level, bro. Very, very good black belt, and getting a striking more together. And but Kyle actually looked like he hurt Ferreira on the feet.
Yeah.
With like a body kick or something. And I'm not gonna count Kyle out, bro, because he looked like he pushes the pace, bro. Like he's always pressing forward, like a lot of pressure and shit like that. But Matt Sales to me is like way more fluid of a striker. The cardio is insane. He's fought the better competition. He's fought guys like George Hickman, who's an outstanding wrestler from who runs actually the wrestling program at Tiger Muay Thai in Thailand, and he actually went to split with George Hickman too, and that like, so I don't know. To me he's fought at least the better guys. he just fought fucking Shaman Marias, who's unbelievable. Shaman's like absolutely killing it right now. He was on I forgot who's the last guy he fought, but he beat Julio Arce, bro. That's
Arce.
enough. That's enough for me. If you're beating him, then fucking that's top quality, bro. Um, but yeah, I got Matt Sales here. I just think he's gonna outstrike Kyle. I don't see a finish, to be completely honest. But I see a Sales like doubling up on the strikes at least.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go to the next fight here. Nordine Taleb versus Kyle Prepolek. Prepolek, I don't know how to say his name. So I took Nordine Taleb here in the parlay with Arjun Buller. Huge. Like when I was looking at Nordine, fucking no way that guy's 6'1". Sorry, no chance that guy's 6'1". And nowhere close to 170 pounds.
It says he's 5'9".
Nordine Taleb? No.
No, Kyle Prepolek.
Oh yeah, fucking him. But Nordine Taleb is huge, bro. He's like people list him differently though. UFC lists him
6'3", they say on tap.
Yeah, but on UFC they list him as like 6'1".
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but he's big. And bro, his Muay Thai has always been nasty. That guy's willing to trade kicks and bombs with you. Nasty Muay Thai, and he trains under Firas Zahabi, and he split the camp up this fight for and I think he does it for most fights actually, but I like to see that he did it this fight. Trade half at TriStar with Firas, and like guys like Andrew Sanchez, and who was on this card, and Ayman Zahabi. I know these guys are in different weight classes, but I guarantee you they all like at least technically spar together.
Yeah.
And all I'm thinking is like this Prepolek guy is actually a pretty decent grappler, to be completely honest. Like not a bad grappler.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the best. Like not that good of a wrestler. Pretty sloppy and shit like that. But he's not horrible. He's fought horrible competition, to be completely honest. His last win, I don't know if it was his last win. Was it the guy who was in the UFC? What's his name? Cody Pfister.
Yeah, Cody Pfister.
Oh my god, Cody Pfister fucking sucks, bro. And I'm like
that's the guy who lost to Sage. That's right.
Yeah. Oh, that was horrible. But like Cody Pfister's like, if we go watch that fight with him and Kyle Prepolek there, bro, Pfister just showed up for a paycheck, my man. Like that's all that guy did. Didn't even try and throw a punch. He's just trying to take him down the whole time, which is usually what he likes to do, anyways. But he just looked horrible. I was watching Prepolek's other fights. His fight against Alex Ricci, he got lit the fuck up for 3 rounds. I don't know, man. Don't think Prepolek's that good. Pretty bad striker, to be completely honest. Nordine should really tune him the fuck up. Not like fuck him up with the strike. So I got Nordine in that parlay with Arjun Buller.
Yeah, I think Kyle Prepolek, he could have some pretty good grappling. I definitely seen him rough some people up on the fence, and I think that's where he got the spinning back fist or something, no? Kind of rocked the fence or something. But I still think that his hands are super low. And when you fight Nordine Taleb, it's high kick central. Like, that's what he's going for. And, I mean, he'll definitely kind of tease it for a bit. But I didn't think he would beat Danny Roberts. He head kicked the shit off of him.
Oh, yeah, that was sick.
Now, going into Claudio Silva and Sean Strickland.
Yeah, those are 2 monsters. Claudio Silva is one of the best jiu-jitsu guys I've seen, you know what I mean? Like, pure old school jiu-jitsu, willing to pull guard to try and sub you. He's dangerous. And then Sean Strickland is fucking unbelievable. Absolutely huge, too.
I even think he was like, you know what, I'm gonna get Mount at least and just ride this out. And once he got it, shit, ground pound starts and it's over. Um, yeah, this guy doesn't really flinch against low level competition. Santiago Ponzinibbio, Warley Alvarez, he's not losing to any sort of like slouch or anything. And the guys he is beating like Jing Liang and Roberts and Oliver Inkamp, like they're still kind of top, I think. And again, this is a big fight for Kyle's first one. And if he's not careful, I mean, Nordine Taleb can get a big like knockout here and get a win on his record in the last two fights. He's definitely up there in age, and I think that will definitely come into play in this. I think the late rounds are definitely not good for him to be in, and Kyle could, run into another one of those spinning back fists. But again, he has to have those. I think this fight, he's doing something different, have those hands up, because Nordine Taleb is going to be seeking that jaw for a big high kick. So I think Nordine Taleb wins this. High kick knockout, too.
Oh, that'd be sick. Next up, Vince Morales and Eamon Zahabi. You can take this one, good.
So I was actually really on Zahabi in this, just because of the name in general. And you know what? He throws some amazing uppercuts. Once he gets in there and he settles and he starts kind of mixing things up, he definitely throws some good leather at people. But Vince Morales, man, when he sits down and people punches, he throws bombs. Chasing Yadong Song around, bit of a difficult decision for him to win. But I don't know, man. I think he can rough Zahabi up if he wants to settle and then throw the uppercuts and really get on the inside. I think Zahabi could take him down possibly and maybe even get him into some submission trouble. But I think on the feet, Vince Morales has a lot more fierce strikes, and even the people who he seems to be kind of losing against, they're definitely scared of his punches in the very beginning, and it's something that they're always kind of running away from.
Yeah. Sorry. Keep going.
Yeah, it was a tough one to pick just because I originally had Zahabi in the beginning, but I can see him crumble when he gets hit hard, and he seems to be a bit bothered when he wants to come forward constantly, especially when the going gets tough. So I think I got Vince Morales in this one because I think even if he loses, Zahabi can still eat a bomb and go down. So. Yeah, unless Zahabi gets him on the floor, then it's completely his world. Not that Morales hasn't had some submissions before, but I think just training with his brother and training with some high level grapplers at TriStar will definitely have you ready for the worst, if anything. I've watched a lot of their videos. I like a lot of their escapes and kind of setups and stuff. So. Yeah, if that's what he's around, I definitely think he can give it right back to Vince Morales on the floor. So I got Vince Morales in this fight anyway. I think he can click him with a bomb even if he's losing the fight. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I actually got Eamon here. See, I think a lot of people. Okay, like the Reginaldo Vieira fight, that's pretty good, right? His first fight.
Oh yeah, he was killing it.
Fought a guy that's like pretty experienced, a vet and shit, and he fucking looked good in that fight. And then he fights Ricardo Ramos, who a lot of people think is like a top prospect, I guess. A lot of people like this Ramos kid. I really don't. I think he's a little.
He was still getting rocked before he hit the spinning back.
Yeah, he was definitely getting
uppercuts.
And I think Eamon, like you said, has definitely the better ground game out of the two here. If he chooses to do so, if he chooses to put Vince on his back, we can see some trouble. But yeah, I think that's his best path to victory. I think I would like to see him grapple here, but he can also outstrike Vince too. I've taken Vince already twice, man,
Mm,
and I took him in his contender series fight against Domingo Pilarte, and then I took him in his I put like point 0.5 or a unit on him against Yedong Song because I got like plus 425 or so. I got something crazy. That's all I remember.
mm.
I got like unbelievable odds on that. I'm like, it's definitely not worth plus 425. I don't give a fuck. Yedong Song isn't proven, bro. Um. So yeah, I I think it's I don't know. It's a tough fight to call. To be completely honest, Vince could drop Eamon for sure, and he could be the one to outstrike Eamon. But I don't know. I think Zahabi's gonna pull this one off. All right, next fight.
Macy, yeah,
Macy Shiason and Sarah Moraz. So I have Macy Shiason in the parlay as well with Nordine Taleb and Arjun Buller. I also have all three of these guys I'm going to mention in a point 0.3 unit parlay. Uh, I think there's five stuff on that parlay, five legs. I don't know. I, the whole reason it's point 0.3 units is because there's like five legs. But yeah, I got Mace Shiason on that, Arjun Buller, Nordine Taleb, and then two more stuff later in the card. And yeah, pretty much Shiason is gonna pretty much murder Sarah Moraz. Um, way, way better grappler in my opinion. Um, just to start off, because that's Sarah Moraz's world. Her probably only path to victory is an armbar from the guard. Um,
yeah, she's got a good armbar.
and she also got caught in an armbar against Penny Kianza. I fought it off, but definitely got caught in one. Um, Other than that, I can see she also knocking Cerrone out. She also has dropped both girls that she's fought in the UFC so far. She dropped Penny Kianza out on the feet and ended up taking her back and choking her out. And then
Ronnie.
she dropped Gina Mazzani, knocked her out. Nasty knockout too. That was. She knocked her out, right? Yeah, she knocked her
Yo,
out.
Mazzani's tough too.
Yeah. Mazzani's pretty garbage, but fuck. She's not like I think Mazzani's probably better than Sarah Moraz though.
Mazzani would be a way better, like, a rough fight against
Yeah,
Sarah Martinez.
yeah. Um, yeah, that's pretty much how I see this one, boy. Maybe she has some like ragdolling Sarah however she wants. I can see this ending inside the 3 rounds too. So I got Shiasan here in a parlay.
I remember watching a Sarah Moraes fight a little earlier back into her career in Invicta against Raquel Pennington, and I actually didn't. She loses that fight, but in the very beginning, she goes for just straight takedowns, straight single leg takedowns, and actually does pretty well. Gets her on the floor, but she starts to use a lot of energy up, and once Raquel Pennington starts to grapple back with her and actually gets her in trouble side control, it got real bad for her. Striking, I mean, it can hit or miss. I think sometimes your progression through the UFC can almost increase your striking. And hey, Roxanne Modaffari just out of nowhere destroyed her last fight, and not a lot of people saw that coming. I can definitely see a lot of girls in hell, a lot of people in general coming out and really surprising, at least in terms of odds. But I think this is pretty much a setup for she hasn't anyway, just because she had such an easy knockout over Mazzani, who again I think would give a lot of problems to Moraes. But at the same time, I think if Macy Chesson does get taken down, it shouldn't be too difficult for her to get up. Um, she's fought and lost before. She's fought against Anna Dempster in, I guess, amateur, and she lost that fight. But that chick's undefeated, and she hasn't even turned pro yet. So it's not like a lot of the fights that she's lost in the amateurs. They're doing well, and I mean the combo she hit Mizani with super nasty. I think she can hit Moraes with some of the same weapons and possibly for a lot longer if she wants to stay tough. But I think it'll be a rough fight for her. I think Macy Chiasson gets the finish possibly, but I don't know, man. Look for Moraes to possibly go for takedowns and make it interesting. It definitely not an easy fight, but she got the Ashley Evans Smith armbar, so we'll see what happens. I think Macy Chiasson actually does pretty well on the feet, so yeah, I think she wins it.
Yeah, I like that she trains at Fortis too. Fortis MMA. I absolutely love that camp. I think that's one of the best camps in MMA right now with Saif Sayoud. Um, Probably one of the best coaches right now, just like I said about his gym. Um, Definitely, in my opinion, probably the most underrated coach is Saif Sayoud. That guy's absolute bangers in his gym. That guy
Mm.
has. Yeah, but moving and Macy's absolutely huge too. Fucking, she's like 5'11", almost 6 feet for 135, which is crazy. Um, yeah. Um, yeah, I just took and I already went. I was about to break it down again, but
Oh, yeah, go
fucking,
ahead.
I already went.
You're
What's the next fight we got?
Mark Andre Barrels
Okay, and
and
Andrew Sanchez. No,
Andrew Sanchez, yeah,
not yet. Can't be.
right?
No, can't be. Oh yeah, it is.
Isn't it?
Also, we're in the main card. Okay, sick.
Yeah.
Also, she asked since the prelim main event there. Okay.
Oh,
Mark
I see.
Andre Beirut and Andrew Sanchez. I actually got Andrew Sanchez here. Not his easiest fight, I would say, right? Because that Baru guy or Mark Andre, I'll call him. Um,
He looks like the best Canadian coming in this card.
yeah. Yeah, I think so too. Actually, better than Kyle Nelson. Better than
He's up there with Nordine, man. And Nordine's in the UFC.
No, man, you're crazy. He's not that high. And a few Dor was better than him.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Katona is
That's
like good too. Amen. Yeah. Argent. No, he's not better than Argent. Yeah.
No, yeah, I guess I'd take that back.
Okay, but
He's definitely yeah.
But like no, he's a good guy to keep an eye on. I fought at TKO. I don't know, man. He pretty much has like the same game as Andrew Sanchez, except Andrew Sanchez has better striking, and Andrew Sanchez is actually probably the better wrestler too. Definitely the better grappler out of the two. If you want to talk about all around grappling, yeah, Sanchez is definitely the better grappler of the two. I expect Sanchez to do pretty damn well in this fight, but fuck, anything could happen. Sanchez got knocked out by Ryan James. So literally anything can happen.
Mm.
Yeah, but I see Andrew Sanchez working his takedowns here. This Marc Andre guy, we haven't seen him on his back all too much, so but I don't expect him to be that good off his back. Just because he isn't super active on top, to be completely honest, he's not trying to pass immediately or anything like that. He's very he's down to really stay in the guard and shit like that. Usually, if you're not active on top, you're almost never active on the bottom. But yeah, so I got Andrew Sanchez here. I'm over here playing 2K and shit. Sorry. Oh, I thought you win already. My bad.
Oh no, I think Marc Andre Barretti. I mean, that guy's pretty deadly. He gets people up against the fence, can start throwing body shots, to almost pin them there for a minute. Go for the single leg. I've seen him go for the single leg takedown after kicks too. He'll throw like a kick to like the left or right side and go right for it. Box them up a little bit with constant hooks and really kind of strip them off the fence and go for sweeps too every now and then. Likes to pull the neck down and get people into some good clinches. Not much like mix up in terms of kicks. He loves to just kind of throw hands, which is why I think he's a little too basic. But again, you were saying that a lot rocks Andrew Sanchez now, similar to the Ryan James fight. But Anthony Lionheart-Smith, he was destroying up until the third.
Yeah.
I thought he was racking them up. And you know what? He showed a lot of that back in the Marcus Perez fight, because Marcus Perez fight.
I didn't even mention that fight. That's crazy, but like he looked good in that fight.
I really liked that fight. One of my.
I bet him in that fight too.
Really? Oh, that's right. Yeah, you tell me that. I really enjoyed watching that one just because he takes so many kicks to the body that he starts blocking the shots to the kicks with his arm, and even his arm starts getting like glowing pink. But I mean, he just keeps trucking forward, and Sanchez gets Marcus Perez up in the corner, starts laying some nice body shots, hitting the liver, hitting the kidneys, and Marcus Perez's corner was freaking out. You're losing rounds. What are you doing? Like, you know. And Marcus Perez was really trying to kill it and looking for some sort of tilt, but he just couldn't find it. Once Andrew Sanchez gets a really good walk on people and starts marching them down, even with his hands down, he looks pretty good. Now, I'm not saying that's good to do, especially against Marc-Andre here, but I think his expertise and his experience is going to come into play. Andrew Sanchez has this fight, but he takes a few shots to the chin every now and then. But yeah, could definitely get lucky with some big bomb, especially if he throws those punches. But if he runs out of those, he better hope Sanchez doesn't really grind him out. So I got I don't know, man. I might have the newcomer in this one. I think Andre Briand might drop him here, but I definitely give Sanchez that first sprint, you know.
All right. Next up, we got Walt the Big Ticket Harris taking on Sergey Spivak, and I'm dead tired. Yeah, we're gonna have to fucking kill this right now. The next few fights. So I think Walt Harris is gonna win this fight.
Oh, yeah.
Better striking in my opinion. This Spivak guy does not look that great, to be honest. I don't know, man. Not too much to be desired of this Spivak guy. He's beating guys like Travis Fulton, I think that's his name, who has like 300 and something fights. Like,
yeah,
fucking ridiculous. Like, I
think
it's
the first time he's fighting someone who's his size, like 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah, everyone else extremely short.
He doesn't beat the best guys. He beat like Tony Lopez, who's super old.
Yeah.
Travis Fulton, who's super old. I don't know.
And that guy, Travis Fulton, was able to escape and almost put a sub on him.
Oh yeah, he almost had the fucking guillotine on him. Yeah. I don't know. This Spivak guy doesn't look too not too good, man, to be completely honest. So I got Walt Harris here. I think Walt Harris is gonna box him up nice. Because don't let Walt Harris's record deceive you, man. I think he's 12-7. I'm pretty sure.
Arlovsky beat him.
Arlovsky didn't beat Walt Harris, did he?
Didn't he?
No, I think he beat Arlovsky.
Oh, he does, but it was a split.
Yeah.
I guess I thought he won that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know. His boxing's good. He's always had a nice jab and shit like that. Trains with Deontay Wilder, or he used to at least.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think he trained with Tyson Fury too for Fury's last camp. So he's actually a pretty damn decent boxer. Um, I can see him boxing speed like up pretty nice. How about you, Did? Kid,
Yeah.
how about you?
Oh, good. Yeah, Walt Harris, man, once he tags you with that right hook, he can repeat right hook constantly and just spam it, really land it nice. And he was doing that all the time in the Andrei Arlovsky fight. I think Andrei Arlovsky, due to his experience, can get a lot over fighters who are younger and seem to, on paper, win. Arlovsky with that, you know, that style is constant wrestling and striking on the top and just overall like Hail Mary punches are very difficult to kind of stay in there with. But Walt Harris has a real nice left straight as well, and he's pretty accurate when he does throw it, especially when it's thrown under pressure. Stamina can sometimes be a bit on the low side, and he does go through a bit of a power drop. But I mean, once people are close enough, he lets punches go and can really have people backing up. Now, this guy had a bit of a quick fight against Fabricio Verdum. But I mean, he was in there with a very, very high level jiu-jitsu guy, which I don't think Sergey Pivak doesn't really possess. I haven't really seen him challenge going forward. Seems to just kind of get what he wants on people, pressures them from the jump, and kind of keeps it on. He's never ever had to like take his foot off the gas. Really, no one has given him that much of pressure back or any sort of everyone just kind of hesitated around him. Again, Travis Colt almost got a guillotine on him, though he was able to kind of escape it. He's good at kind of getting people to turn away from him, turn away from punches and get people back from the ground. Good at ground pounds and, every time, Sergey tends to meet people with punches. They're pretty good cross counters, but a little clumsily thrown. And again, this is one of his, most on the level opponents being a little bit taller than him. I think it'd be a big difference for him, and I think he gets his first loss here. Yeah, he's undefeated. Yeah, I think he gets his first loss here. Walt Harris gets back on it.
Okay, next fight. Brad Katona and Merab Dvalishvili. Merab's the last leg of my parlay for the 1.7 unit one. With Arjun, Meziasan, and Nordine. Always been a big fan of Merab. Since I thought he won that Frankie Sands fight, he got completely robbed in that fight. Yeah, he got completely robbed in that fight, in my opinion. He took down Sands like 11 fucking times. Other than that, he fought Ricky Simone, who probably I'd say one of the best bantamweight prospects, if not. He's up there, right? You'd have to say he's better than Michael Jackson.
That guy can powerbomb anybody.
Oh yeah, he's a fucking little tank, that guy.
Anybody. And his fights are really exciting to watch.
Yeah, I think he's one of the best at that weight class for sure. Really good fucking wrestler. And he's coming together with his striking too. I don't know. And Rob looked really good against Tyrion Ware. Yeah, I think his name's Tyrion Ware, right?
Yeah. Takedown Central.
I haven't seen that guy in a while. I don't know if he got cut from the UFC.
He might have. He only fought him and Sean O'Malley, right?
I think so. Oh no, he had one more. He had Cody Steeman, right?
Okay.
And Tyrion. I don't know. Tyrion Ware has like a pretty nice jab and shit too. I think he used to be a pro boxer, if I'm right. Right. He has like some boxing credentials under his belt at least. But bro, Merab actually just brings a stupid kind of pace to the fight. Like he's always looking for the takedown. He's always pressing forward. It's so like annoying to go against for sure. Like people for sure get annoyed against him. And I expect him to be against Brad Katona here, who, don't get me wrong, Brad's good and everything. Good jits, good wrestler. say what you want, probably the best fighter out of um, SBG right now, right? Like Connor's not fighting.
Yeah.
Gallagher, you can compare him if you want to Brad Katona, but I don't know. Brad Katona, in my opinion, I don't want to get into it, but like I think he's a better striker than Gallagher for sure, and better wrestler and all that shit. But Katona, we watched live. I actually had a bet on him against Matthew Lopez. I like Katona a lot, but I think Marab's gonna just take him down and have his way with him. So I got Marab here in my parlay and to win as well.
I think, like you said, Brad Katana has a very standout style from the SBG gym because going there, it was just kind of he talks about it on the Ultimate Fighter that he didn't. He says he didn't really go for the fanfare. He went because he heard about Kavanaugh and wanted to really check it out and liked it. Obviously, stayed. I think he's got some pretty decent takedown defense and even pretty smart at going for them. He can easily land continuous right hands that look good, and he's got a nice jumping left hook that he landed on Matt Lopez and really thought that he can that a knockout would happen in that fight. Actually, Brad like dialed him down real quick. The only thing is he's very flowy, so any sort of fighter who returns fire fast might make him a little too jumpy and make him jump away constantly. He likes to be on his toes and jump in and out of the phone booth. And at times when you catch him coming in, he can definitely get hit by some big shots. And I haven't really seen him on the ground off his back too much. And that's where Merab Dvalishvili really shines. In the Tyrion Ware fight, even though he might not exactly have the stand up at all times, once Merab took him down, he was able to do it right away again. And Tyrion Ware almost took him even more effort to keep him away. And Merab Dvalishvili's next takedown just gets easier and easier for him. He went for 2 head kicks at the end of the first in his stand up while he was stand up when they got up, and it looked close, too close for comfort. It's very tough when when he needs to get right on top at the end of rounds, and he's smart about it too. He's had some tough times against Frankie Saenz, obviously, a very wrestle heavy split decision that did not exactly go his way. And the Ricky Simone fight, very scary takedown in the division there. But I don't think it'd be too difficult for Dvalishvili to take Brad Katana down. I think it might take a little bit of figuring out if Brad Katana is warming up, or sorry, has the engines going on full from the start. But I think Brad Katana is going to have a difficult time defending the takedown. And if Rob takes him down, it could be over a lot faster than the Tyrion Ware fight. Tyrion Ware got up a few times and was actually able to get the fight to the decision. He still lost, but he was at least able to keep it going. Whereas I think Brad Katana being on the floor might be a little new for him, especially on his back. So I got Rob Dvalishvili in this one.
All right. Let's try and run through these last 3.
Cub Swanson and Shane Burgos.
Yeah, I got Burgos in that 0.3 unit parlay. Yeah. I think he's the better boxer. Very good boxer, good grappler. Like the armbar, he pulled off horrible. Only thing that concerns
me is he got rocked before that armbar.
That's what I was about to say. Only thing that concerns me is his chin, bro. Got knocked out against Calvin Kattar and got rocked hard against Kurt Holloway. So fuck, man. His chin's a little sketchy too, but Cub Swanson's not getting any better, to be completely honest. He's been subbed so many fucking times, it's ridiculous how many times Cub's been subbed. So I can see obviously that a path to victory for Shane Burgos, but Shane is just I think he knows how big this fight is for him. Obviously he does, but this is really what's gonna like this should put him on the map, right? Beating Cub Swanson if he does it in a devastating fashion should probably put him on the map. Kid's got really good boxing, really good striking, man. He's only got one loss on his record. I like Shane in this fight. I think Cub's last fight, I think it was Moicano. No, it was his last fight. I'm pretty
Uh,
sure.
he's been on like a losing streak, right? Like 4 fights.
Yeah.
Yeah. On or
Uh,
3. Right on Moicano, you're right.
yeah. So he did not look good in that fight. Even how quick it was. Last fight he won, I'm pretty sure, was Artem Lobov, which is fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know, man. That's the legend.
fuck that guy. Yeah, but I can't say that. That's actually the legend. No kidding. um, yeah. So I got Shane Burgos in this. Good.
I actually, and it was due to that Hollowbaugh fight where I kind of have Cub Swanson in this one. Now, Shane Burgos definitely impressed me with his right hand. That thing's a truck, man, and it's super flashy. But I feel like when he used it against Kurt Hollowbaugh, he started to play with it too much, started to kind of roll around with it, started to, be a little bit too much. And I feel like that's what got him hit with that big shot. And that's something that I don't see a problem for Cub Swanson to hit if Shane Burgos isn't on his game and doesn't have those hands high. He does like to lower the hands, and he does like to get people in scenarios where they're exchanging punches, but he's always first to the punch on it. And though he was able to cut the angle super quick and set up a very surgically, set up armbar, amazing timing and just well done to do, especially after being knocked down like that against Hollowbaugh. But at the same time, that's a very difficult move to land, and I'm gonna say it'll be difficult to do against Cub Swanson after he lands something. As Cub Swanson, this guy is notorious for cartwheel kicks, spins, back heels, lots of hooks from both sides, uppercuts, anything he can do. I mean, you can go back and watch his fights against Duho Choi. Uh, and he has lost fights against Brian Ortega and especially Moicano to submissions. Frankie Edgar as well, losing to him twice. Uh, Max Holloway. So he does have a huge kryptonite, and Shane Burgos with the armbar just after being dazed definitely won't have a problem putting him in some sort of submission. But I think if he laughs a bit too much at Cub on the feet, Cub can really surprise him. And I can't fade these fighters who are like losing 3 or 4 fights because I mean guys like Jim Miller and guys who are bouncing back off of multiple losses are starting to really turn heads in the UFC, I think. And these guys aren't being scared of any sort of pressure that's being put on them. And I do think Shane Burgos is still high level, and I mean, he's been in the UFC for a while. He won 4 out of his 5, so it's gonna be a big fight for him. But I still think Cub does it. I think Cub might surprise him in this one, and it might be a different striking challenge for Shane Burgos to deal with. But yeah, I got Cub in this one.
All right. I think what's next fight? Co-main event. I think so.
Brunson and
Yeah,
Elias.
Brunson and Elias. I got Theodoro here. I got the over in this, or not the over. A fight goes to decision here. Minus whatever it is, minus 200. In that .3 unit parlay. And yeah. Oh yeah, I mentioned that already. Okay. I got Elias to win though, in my opinion. No bet on him. I just think he's the more active striker. Brunson's a little bit sloppy and hasn't looking great as of ever, to be honest. I don't think he's that good of a fighter. Very
Adesanya
overachieving.
picked him apart.
Yeah, Adesanya fucked him up. I don't see Elias getting knocked out here, and I don't see Elias obviously knocking out Brunson, but I see Elias picking him apart with the kicks to the body and whatnot, and just being annoying and active and grinding Brunson up against the cage and whatnot. So I got Elias here. How about you?
You know what? I always like Derek Brunson's power and the way he's able to put it down there. It's just that trigger finger, man, tends to really wait for a long time. And that Israel Adesanya fight, he was just 9 steps behind him, and Israel Adesanya was just putting him in any spot he wanted and just letting him loose. No rush. Elias Theodorou can stay really far from people and just run the kicks, just keep running the kicks, and he does well. He's able to kind of coast, and I thought his fight with Eric Anders that was a little bit tough for him. He still outlanded him completely and shut Eric Anders down. And I can see that exact same thing happening to Derek Brunson from a distance. Sometimes when people do get in on Elias Theodorou, they do land a few good shots. But Elias is tough, man. And Elias has kind of been in there with a lot of tough guys. Been in there with Dad Tavares and Thiago Santos. So, he's seen what it's like. And it's a rough fight, definitely, because he's going up against, I think, someone who does throw hammers at you every punch he throws. It's just as he misses those punches, kind of loses confidence, and the amount of punches tends to lower. And with Derek Brunson's low output anyway, with Elias running around, it's just going to be a cakewalk. But again, if Derek Brunson can keep the power going or hit him early with something, it can be a difficult fight for Elias. So I think on the cards, Elias can definitely beat him from round 1 to 3. But I think Derek Brunson could land some sort of H bomb that drops him. I got Elias to win it by decision, though.
All right, main event. Iaquinta down Cerrone. I think Iaquinta wins this fight. Um, Not too much to say here, man. I just think he outstrikes Don Cerrone, possibly knocks his head off. Very, very good fight from Al in his last fight against Kevin Lee. I had Kevin Lee in that fight, and he definitely proved me wrong, man. Al looked sensational in that fight. Really fucking good. Donald actually, and I faded Donald also last fight with Alexander Hernandez, and he showed me up. So this I actually expect to be a pretty damn good fight, though. Uh, little startling. I didn't even know what the fuck I was saying there, but little weird seeing, not weird, but whatever. A little bit of a startle there to see Cerrone on the scales this morning at 155 looked pretty fucking bad, to be honest, man. Looked like Christian Bale, the mechanic. But yeah, he's still gonna bring that fight, man. I thought he was gonna get knocked out by Hernandez, and he showed me up wrong. He's still a monster, Cerrone. I just think Al is probably one of the best he's ever been, especially after beating Kevin Lee. So I think his confidence is super high right now. And yeah, I got Al here to win by knockout. No, you good.
Like I said, Iaquinta definitely impressed me in that Kevin Lee fight. I thought that even going back early on, the win that he got off Kevin Lee, it was just because he was a lot younger, and through the fights that he had in the UFC, I felt it would be not a big problem for him to take on. And you know what? Iaquinta is one of the best at surviving chokes that would naturally take out anybody else. And against top-level guys who take his back. Khabib Nurmagomedov, a lot of people like to nitpick at him, and this is the fight they picked to do it on, because in the Iaquinta fight, he does take a lot of shots boxing. And when people want to, make a blueprint on how to beat somebody who's unbeaten. You definitely want to take their kind of fight where they were looking not as good or maybe even looking somewhat average at times. And Iaquinta definitely looked that way. Khabib made it difficult for him and definitely won the fight, but Iaquinta was game for it, and he was ready to go. Always kind of staying close to him at least. I think Kevin Lee fight was a great platform for him to jump off of, and the Donald Cerrone fight's a good setup. But Donald Cerrone is pretty scary, man. The way he was able to get Mike Perry in the armbar, super deadly. I didn't think he would win that. Or sorry, I thought he would win that fight. Alex Hernandez was a bit different. I didn't think he'd win that one either. He did lose against Leon Edwards, but still, he's two W's in, and he wants a belt, right? He's done chasing after the Conor fight, from what I heard, and he wants to go for the belt. But I think it'll be difficult for him, especially fighting Iaquinta. And I really hope Iaquinta doesn't get booed this fight. He seems to get booed in a lot of the venues he goes to sometimes. So hopefully they're nice to him down there. I don't think he deserves that. I kind of feel bad for him, especially when he gets on the mic. But at the same time, I think that he can definitely clean up this Don Cerrone fight. Don Cerrone isn't looking very good at the weigh-ins, and this just isn't a fight that would be easy for any of the people who he's even beat. Like, I think Iaquinta would destroy Mike Perry. Maybe difficult for Alex Hernandez, but at the same time, yeah, I got Iaquinta in this one. I think he boxes him up.
All right.
Even has a big high kick too after his right hand sometimes.
Okay, so I'll throw in everything tomorrow in the description. My plays and what I like on the card and everything like that. But we'll see you guys next week. UFC 237, 3 o'clock in the morning here. So we're fucking done. Have a good one, guys.
Have a good one, guys.